Hey, hey, friends. I'll do a little live stream tonight, talk about the heavy rain threat for Tuesday. So let me know where you're watching from. We're going to get this shared out. Hope y'all are doing well. Let me know where you are watching from. All right, it's 10:30. We'll get started. Hey there, y'all. Meteorologist Shane Smith here. We are live on Facebook and YouTube on this Monday evening, October 6th, 2025, and that's because we have some heavy rain heading our way. In fact, some portions of the Bluegrass already seeing quite a bit of rain today, and we're going to see quite a bit of rain tomorrow. And together, that could lead to some high water issues. So let me know in the comments where you're watching from and what you are concerned about. We start off this evening with Radar Omega, and you can see a pretty good band of showers north of Lexington. Some heavier rain stretching north of I-64 from Moorhead back to Frankfort over towards LaGrange and Louisville. More scattered to moderate stuff along the Ohio River from Louisville over to Owensboro and down towards Paducah. And more action developing back towards Arkansas as an area of low pressure is coming up from the Gulf. That's going to meet up with a cold front diving in from the Midwest. And as those two get together here in the Bluegrass, that's going to let the rains fall down in a big way. So be sure to hit that share button, let folks know what to expect. And know that we've got the potential for some pretty heavy rain, especially in portions of western Kentucky. I'm more concerned about them tomorrow, but even here in eastern Kentucky, it could become an issue. So let's kind of break it all down and talk about how this could play out. Our friends over at the Weather Prediction Center have put out a slight risk of flash flooding for most of the state tomorrow. That's a 2 out of 4 on their flash flooding scale. That's a 15% chance, and that's for all the areas highlighted in the yellow there. You can see slight means at least a 15% chance that anywhere within that yellow polygon could see flash flooding on Tuesday. It's not going to take a ton of rain to cause flash flooding. Even though we've been dry for a while, that ground is so dry, it's not going to have a lot of capability to soak up a lot of rain. It's going to be real easy to get some excess runoff going. And we're going to see some pretty steady and consistent rain throughout the day tomorrow. We're going to get into the models here in just a little bit. But just know we have that slight risk. And you can see the forecast for below me for tomorrow for London. Temperatures aren't going to swing too much. Maybe 10 degrees of range at best. We're going to start off mid-60s, going low 70s, maybe pushing 74, 75 in some locations. And as we go into the afternoon, not only do we deal with the heavy rain, but we could get a few thunderstorms with some gusty winds. So let's take a look at what the HRRR model is showing as far as potential rainfall for the next 48 hours. Because I think this is where some of my concerns are showing up. Anywhere you see these oranges, that kind of like a peach color, that's 4 inches of rain. So if the HRRR model is correct, Let's just look at some of the spots that may see 4 inches of rain. Right there on the Breathitt-Perry County border up into northern Knott County. Right along Buckhorn Lake, over Clay County, over towards Owsley County, into southern Jackson County. Locally, that's my biggest area of concern for flash flooding here in eastern Kentucky. Up in central Kentucky, from Richmond over to Danville, a couple spots pushing 4 to 5 inches. And you get over here towards Owensboro, look at some of these 48-hour rainfall potentials. 5 to 6 inches between Owensboro and Henderson. That's not good, friends. And then just across the river here, over towards Harrisburg, Illinois, 6 to 7 inches. Yowza. That is some pretty potent rainfall. So it looks like the heaviest corridor of the rain is going to set up between Interstate 64 and the Highway 80 corridor. Here locally in southern and eastern Kentucky, I'm concerned, we'll call it between Highway 80 and the Mountain Parkway. That's my biggest area of concern for the potential of flash flooding. And for us, it would be tomorrow night, likely into Wednesday morning. Central and western Kentucky, this is going to be more of a tomorrow afternoon event. So a Tuesday afternoon event for the potential of high water based on when you're watching this. I know a lot of folks probably won't see this until Tuesday morning. So we talked a little bit about the entire area pretty much for Kentucky is under a slight risk. So what does that mean? Well, with a slight risk, scattered flash flooding possible, mainly localized. The most vulnerable areas, your urban areas, your kind of roads near streams, low-lying valleys. And there is the potential of some isolated, significant flash flooding. We're not just talking like a road getting covered for a little bit and becoming impassable. With the kind of rainfall we could see, 3, 4, 5 inches, that could cause some issues. So that is something we're going to have to pay a very, very close attention to during the day on Tuesday. If you have questions on either Facebook or YouTube, please ask. Please share this out so folks will know what's coming. The like and button is another great tool to use. Let folks know that we're watching out for some potential high water issues on Tuesday here in the Commonwealth. Here's how it plays out according to the HRRR model. This is 8 o'clock East Coast time, 7 o'clock Central time. You'll notice the heaviest in the rain tomorrow morning up near the Ohio River. Back in western Kentucky as that area of low pressure wraps up. Notice those oranges showing up on the future radar. That's indicative. Some pretty good rainfall rates. Getting close to an inch per hour, maybe a little more than that in some locations. By lunchtime, 2 main pockets, one along the Highway 80 corridor from Manchester through London and Somerset over to Bowling Green, and another just north of I-64 from Huntington back over towards around, we'll say Sparta and the Kentucky Speedway. By tomorrow evening, heavy rain in eastern Kentucky. Western Kentucky, you should be wrapping up with things. London, Somerset, Corbin, Salyersville, Prestonsburg, Beattyville, Irvin. These are locations I'm going to be looking out for the potential of heavy rain tomorrow evening. That'll transition into far eastern Kentucky around 10, 11 o'clock tomorrow night, right along the Virginia border. And then by early Wednesday morning, the bulk of the action is on out of here. That's the European model's take on things. Here's the HRRR model. Very similar setup. So they're in pretty good agreement right now. Europeans going a little bit more widespread than the Euro, but that's not completely uncommon. The other thing we're going to have to watch out for too is the wind gust. We may see a couple gusts pushing 20 to 30 miles per hour, maybe even a few gusts getting close to 40. And where it has been so dry and we got a lot of dead tree limbs and branches out there, could cause some trees to come down. Could be some power outages. Best chance of those strong winds tomorrow during the thunderstorms, and then again as that front comes through on Wednesday, we'll likely see a few gusts pushing 20 to 30 miles per hour. Rainfall from a couple of different models. GFS model, a widespread 1 to 2 inches for the state. European model, widespread 1 to 2 inches. European AI enhanced model, a similar situation. So the models are in pretty good agreement about we're going to see a pretty good rain event. The question is, does it become enough that we have that flood concern? In fact, I'm going to pop up one other to look at real quick that I forgot to pull up earlier. We're going to pop up the HRRR. We looked at it just on a different platform over on Radar Omega. But this will give you kind of a statewide view of what the HRRR is seeing for the next 48 hours. So showing a couple pockets, 2, 4 inches, E-Town, Louisville, Lexington. So we got to watch out for that. Once we get this system passed, cooler, 60s for highs on Wednesday. Low 70s Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I think next week we may warm up a bit. But we're going to finally start feeling like October around here starting tomorrow. I know Laurel County's on fall break starting Wednesday. Going to be cooler. Could be a little wet on Wednesday. There's also a few scattered shower chances later. I can show you that real quick, going back to the European model. I know a few folks probably interested in that forecast. Thursday, mainly dry according to the Euro. Friday and Saturday, mainly dry. Could be just like a renegade pop-up shower on Friday or Saturday. Doesn't look like until at least several days into next week before we get another decent chance, and it looks like that high pressure is going to build back in. At least if the Euro is to be believed. So we go from bone dry to heavy rain, back to bone dry. Figures, right? Do you all have any questions that I can answer for you? Chat's been quiet tonight. So once again, heavy rain likely tomorrow. Best chance for that here in London will be in the afternoon and evening hours. And I'm sure a lot of folks will come across this Tuesday morning. I know I did this a little late. So just be sure to share this out, update it. I will be out of town a little bit on fall break for the remainder of this week. So I don't know that we'll have many more long form videos. Probably won't need them, but I'll probably do some short form videos while we're on fall break, enjoying that time as a family. But don't want to leave you guys hanging, especially if the weather's going to be active. And it's going to be a little active tomorrow evening. All right, well, we're coming up on 10:45, so if there are no further questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap this live stream up. Thanks for joining us either on YouTube or Facebook. And if you enjoy the content here, please hit that like and subscribe button. It does a lot to help things out. Share it out with friends. That also does a lot. We are getting almost to 2,400 followers on Facebook and just shy of 500 on YouTube. So let's keep letting folks know what we're doing here, and I will continue to keep you weather aware and let you know what's coming here to Southeast Kentucky. All right, friends, until next time, I'm meteorologist Shane Smith. Take care, stay weather aware.